and welcome back to the Western Wilds. The ground is frozen, preventing us from preparing the fields on the farm, so we're going to be using the money we recently gained to buy a BGA and speed up the sale of the remaining silage. Let's get farming. So my grand plan for today had been to go and get our fields prepared and get everything ploughed. But as you can see, it's very frosty on the ground. And I've added in the extended info display mod because I thought, oh, if it's frosty on the ground, it's probably frozen. And yes, you can see up the top right-hand corner, the ground is currently frozen. It's -1. So we're going to try and fix the issue that we had last time. We could not transport the silage we have in our silo here to the train station quickly enough. So we're going to take a bit of a gamble. We're going to get rid of these 2 animal pens and we're going to replace them with a brand new mini BGA. It's going to cost a big chunk of our money. And I'm really hoping that the BGA is going to produce as much money as we would have got at the railway station. So let's head into the construction menu here and try and delete or remove these animal shelters. Now, it does remove both of them at the same time for 8,879. It's fairly expensive to clear them, but I need the space, so we will sell that. Yes. Okay, so that is those gone. Let's place ourselves a BGA now, and the one I've got is actually my favorite one to grab when I'm doing start from scratch and small farms, and that is this one here. It is 55,000, so that's well within our price range. There are 3 options here. I want to go for the refueling one because it doesn't cost any extra, and we can also, if we ever get a methane or an electrical powered tractor, we can use that with this. So we'll bring this over here, and it slots rather nicely into the space left by one of those animal shelters and puts us fairly near to the grid with the power lines as well. So let's place that. And there we go, our brand spanking new power plant nicely in place of what was here. And with this we can take chaff, hay and grass silage, and we can produce well, pretty much everything from it. So that is brilliant. What we want to do then is we're actually going to probably sell this trailer. As interesting as this trailer was, it doesn't hold as much. I think we can get a better trailer for carting, and we'll be able to do far more transporting, an extra 1,000 liters a time with our other trailer, just getting that done. In fact, I think we can probably sell this trailer that we've got here and use our forage, and then actually outright buy our forage wagon, which we haven't done yet, and get and basically, yeah, use the money from this so we don't lose any money getting that forage wagon. Would be a much better situation here. So it's going to be all change, as it normally is when we're experimenting early on in a series and trying to get things to work how we want them to, and get the most efficient setup. So we're going to back this into here. I'm going to load this up, and we're going to start filling the BGA. Meanwhile, I want to have a look at best prices. Train yard is still the best price at 507, but our new BGA should be giving us, it's only giving us 327. I think, oh no, it's giving us 346, so it's actually giving us a decent up, but we should be able to sell more from it. So I'm expecting to make more than that. We should be able to make a decent amount of cash, especially if we go and sell the digestate from it as well. So let's tip this in, and then we can get this started and going. Oh, this is going to be so much faster. Is it going to save us? Is saving us time going to cost us a lot in money? We've got a load of silage in that. We want to activate that. And that is going to produce electrocharge, methane, and digestate. We are storing all of that. At the moment, I'm going to change the output of both the electric charge and the methane to selling. And we'll see what we can get out of this. We have a good way of getting some income now. And we'll see where we are at the end of the day. I think it's going to be much harder to actually work that out overall. In fact, how much does electric charge sell for? It is currently selling for... It's got no sell point, but it's 629, it's saying. And methane sells for 809. Electric charge... Yeah, we cannot tell how much we can sell our electric charge for. Methane, though, we can go and sell ourselves for a lot of money. Wow, it might be worth holding on to the methane later on in this and actually taking it down and selling it separately in a gas tank, which we pretty much know we can do. Our first hour has ticked over and we've delivered three or four loads already to the BGA. We've just had our first hourly income from the BGA from selling of the methane and the electricity, and we've jumped 13 grand straight away. That is really, really good. That's way more than we were making from selling at the train yard. And yeah, we still got 10,000 litres of silage. So, okay, it may not be quite as much. It's so difficult to work this out and keep an eye on it. It's producing a decent amount. We're getting a good amount of money, and it's a much, much quicker process. I don't mind losing the money so much if I have such an easy access to it. It makes sense to me to do it this way. We are expecting... off the remaining silage, about 75 to 100,000. So if we make that today, then I will be pretty happy. But at the moment, it's just a case of going backwards and forwards and seeing if we can fill this up, empty our fermenting silo. And then at the end of the day, depending on how much money we have, I think we might go shopping and see if we can grab ourselves a plow ready to start work tomorrow. This second hour of unloading into here is going to be fairly interesting, I think. We currently have 28,000 litres of silage in here. I've just gone up to 30,000 litres. It's doing really well in processing the silage we're putting in. It's got 53,000 litres of electricity ready for sale. So we're going to be selling a lot of electricity this time round as well. And we have 63,000 litres of silage left in our fermenting silo. So there's quite a swift turnaround here, especially compared to yesterday, where we were traveling all that distance and only got about just over a quarter of what we needed to get delivered. We are well over half of what is left, and we're easily going to get this all in, well, probably within this hour, which will be amazing. I am very intrigued to see how much money all this electricity makes for us in this second hour, and we're going to find out in about 15 minutes time. We're then going to be able to do a few improvements to the yard, including getting a fuel pump to keep this tractor running. You can see our fuel level is fairly low. So I'm hoping that we are able to get a fuel pump and some fuel on the farm before this tractor runs out. Certainly, it looks like that might be the case. We need a plow as well. I definitely want to pick up a plow if I can. And a seeder is the other thing. So it might be that the back half of this, we're doing a lot of back and forth, trying to get the equipment we need. I did not expect all of this to get cleared and into the BGA as quickly as it looks like we're going to. But that would be really cool. I have noticed our tractor has just gone into the red. So, yeah, I'm hoping there's not that many more loads, because all this back and forth is definitely going to empty this tractor of its remaining fuel. And, well, it's going to force us into buying something before I was expecting to. We've nearly 80,000 litres of electricity. Yeah, 78,700, 79,000. And there we go. Wow. Sold all of that. We're up to 68,000. We've almost replaced all of the money that we made. Yeah, yeah. So if we were coming up to nearly halfway through loading up yesterday, and yeah, we've almost replaced all of that money. So we are making as much off this, if not more, than we were making from the train yards yesterday. That is a really good gamble. That has made us so much more money buying this BGA and getting this turned around. I am very, very happy with that. That couldn't have gone better, actually. I was really worried that we were going to be in a bad position. We still have 35,000 litres of silage to process through there. We are down to one more load after this one as well. So these are our last two loads. And we are going to probably go over the 100,000 mark today. That is amazing. That is not what I expected. And yeah, our gamble to get this BGA has paid off. So this is our final load of silage out of the fermenting silo. We will refill it come the springtime once we've got the fields replanted, because we're going to replant all of the grass as well as planting our first set of crops. We'll get this backed up here and get this in. And that is the last of the silage to go into our new BGA. So whatever we make off of all of this is going to be what we end up with. We've got 44,000 litres of silage currently processing. We are going to have probably an equal amount of... Yes, so we get 756 electricity and 10 methane for every 840 litres of silage. So, yeah, we're going to have a similar amount of electricity to what we had before, maybe about 60,000 litres. So that is all good. We already have 42,000 litres of digestate to use on our field, so we're definitely going to want something that we can spread digestate with. But with this done, I think we might take the trailer up to the shop, get rid of that, and start spending some of this money, because by the time we get up to the shop, the next hour will have passed, and we will know how much money we've ended up with today. And as useful as this trailer and interesting as this trailer was last time, it's a little bit weird on this tractor. I'll be honest, it looks a bit big for it. So we'll take this up to the shop. We will get rid of this. We will buy the forage wagon outright. And we will grab ourselves a plow. I was a little concerned heading up to the shop here that I might run out of fuel, and we are properly in the red on the way up now. So we're just going to pull in here as a first thing, turn that off, refuel that, and spend the £81 to refuel this tractor. Then I can just pull forward and sell off this trailer as well. I'll just bring that to there. We'll pop over here. Tractor does not need repairs, but we want to repair and repaint the trailer. We will then sell it for 7,898. So we have lost a bit of money on it, unfortunately. Yes, I think it only cost us 9,000. But what I can do now is my forage wagon, we can just purchase that outright. It's only 3,172 to do that. So yes, we'll purchase that outright, and that works for us there. Puts us up to 72,000, so we're about another 5,000 better off. And that should be more than enough to get a plow for this tractor. So looking in here, I've been umming and erring about which plows to get. I did originally think I might go for this John Deere chisel plow, but it requires 5 horsepower more than I have. And it's when I've only got 80 horsepower, an extra 5 horsepower is quite a lot. So what I've actually decided to go for, I think, is this F-Pull UK 4. It's F-Pull UK 5. This requires 75 horsepower. So it's 5 horsepower under and only loses a meter over that chisel plow. So yeah, this is a pretty nice one. It does come available in red, which goes very well with our setup. And yeah, I think we're going to buy that. It's going to be 10,000 to buy that. So yes, that will work perfectly. And oh, that's going to look great on the back of this. Looks like a good plow from similar sort of era as the tractor as well. So that is perfect. I am very happy with that. No, yeah, I went to attach the hydraulics. There are no hydraulics on this plow. This is a non-reversible plow. And we'll head down to the farm and go and put this away. We're coming up to 11 a.m. and we've got 61,000 litres in the electric charge. And there we go. It's sold. We're at 98,265. So adding on the 5 grand that this plow cost us over what we made off the trailer, and we've hit 100 grand today. That's brilliant. That is absolutely going to get us set up here on the farm. We need to get a few things then today. We've got to get ourselves something to spread slurry, so that once we've got these fields plowed, we can get a spread of fertilization on them. We need something as well to seed our fields too, so we want to grab something to do that as well. We probably, I don't know if we'll keep, no, we will keep this plow, because if we extend the farm, then we're gonna want to plow fields. So yeah, we're definitely gonna keep this plow hanging around. Let's put it just to the side here. Oh, but I'm very, very pleased by that. That has gone perfectly. Let's pop that down there, like so. So first couple of things I want to get is a fuel station to keep this tractor running, and something to clean it as well. Possibly a barn to put it in. In fact, I think we can get a barn down fairly easily. So if we look under sheds, there's a lot of shed options that I've got on here. I want something that is not too expensive. I did get... Yeah, we've got a small shed pack here. Wow, that is How much is that? 30,000. We want something a bit cheaper if we can. Here we go. Old shed for 15 grand. That's much better. And I want to find somewhere to put that that sort of starts to bring our yard together. I think we put it over here. That actually begins to bring this yard area together a bit. And we will plonk it there. Oh no, overlaps with another object. I don't know what we're overlapping with. That's interesting. What does that overlap with over here? Yeah, I can put it out here. Or I can, yeah. I guess there's things on the ground. Yeah, there's little bits of wooden stuff on the ground. Let's just go and have a look over here. What is that? Are these sticks preventing me from placing stuff? Because that's a little bit annoying. Can I attack them with that? Nope. Can I delete them? Let's see. No. So they're not removable. I think I'm going to have to use the place anywhere setup. So let's toggle free mode. It'll be 15 grand. I'm standing inside it now. But I want to place it, yeah, about there. Hopefully, fairly flat ground. I think we're good. Yeah, we might need to smooth the ground a little bit around it. But that is pretty good. I'm happy with that. Yeah, we can smooth that out in a bit. And we've got that down. And the reason I placed that is because I wanted to place this. We want to get a... Whoa! I placed that by mistake like that, but never mind. That'll do. And then we've got some vintage fuel pumps as well that we can play. We've got several vintage fuel pumps and bits. So, yeah, I'm going to put a vintage fuel pump in here. Again, we're going to have to just place it, I think. So, like that. It's quite nice that the ground here is fairly flat, so it's not too bad. Now, can we fill this up? Or is this... I think this is a set that you just straight buy from. Yeah, there's no... So, yeah, we're not filling that up with anything. It's just a straight purchase one. That. Okay, so that's fine. I don't mind that so much. Let's clean up our David Brown, which we haven't done, well, since we got it. And yeah, then we can go and think about what other items we kind of want on here. And we'll work with our 1410. Look at that. Get the nice white paint job back. After all the hard work this little DB has done getting us started. I am very, very pleased to have that cleaned up. Let's just pull this up here and have a look. Is this just one that we... Yeah. That just costs us money. So we pull up to it and it costs us money to fill it. Never mind. I like having the vintage fuel tanks, really. So our yard area over here is beginning to take shape a little bit, which is very, very cool. Let's just finish off our shed. Back into the construction mode. Landscaping. I want to just run this along here and smooth it. Make sure that the land is all the same height all the way around. That way we shouldn't get any floaty areas. Oh, we've got a little bit of floating over there and a little bit over there. Okay, we do need to try and get this to go all one height. So back into this. Level, soften, slope. Right, we want to level. We want to increase the size of our level. Yeah. And I want to do it based on this corner here. Okay. I think that did do the trick. Yeah, there we go. That's got that back corner. So bringing it out from here, leveling all of that. That is working a treat. Now, if I go into here, we should have no floating sections at all. No gaps. Everything is up to the edge. That is perfect. Let's put a floor in then. So painting, and I don't want asphalt. I don't want dirt. I think I want pathway. Either pathway or gravel, I think. Everything else. Oh, no, there's concrete. There's what I want. Right. So we'll enlarge this and give it a little bit of space from the edge. And just do that like so. And same on the other side. Take it right up to the edge as much as possible. Don't mind it being a little bit outside the shed. And certainly this end, it can be a little bit outside the shed. But trying to get everything so that it's nice and neat. That's the trick. There we go. So there we are. Nice concrete base to the shed. Up to the edges quite well as well. And looking really good. Really, really happy with that. Right. So with those all done, let's head up to the shop. In actual fact, the ground has defrosted. We can get the job done today that I wanted to get done, and we can start on the ploughing. That is perfect. It's gone midday, everything's warmed up a little bit, the tractor's clean, and we can put the new plough to work. First thing I want to do then is mark out the fields. We'll start with the top one. We're going to do 3 fields, I think, on here. The top one will go from the point of this tree, or just the other side of the tree here, inside our land. So we'll give it a little bit of space inside our land. And yeah, we'll go from about here, I think. So down, turn on the create fields. Like that, and make sure we are as straight as we can be. Yep. Try and hold that and mark out the edge of this field here. This is the bit to get right. If I get these lines right, if I get nice straight cuts with these first bits, then these fields will be perfectly shaped for what we want. If I don't get these first bits right and we end up with wonky lines, then we're gonna have a much bigger problem. So bring this up to about there. Right, there we go. So that is the first edge of our field. Second edge, I'm going to pull it up to about there. 90 degrees down. Keep ourselves straight. Even 1 degree off, especially on these longer runs, can create a wonky line further down. So we'll get this bit right, and then we can absolutely play around inside these borders and get things different and yeah, not worry about things once we've done that. So a slower run now. Actually, I got my foot all the way down. A slower run now is gonna benefit us more than rushing into it. I'd much rather take this slowly and get it right than end up with issues later. And we'll bring this up till we are just a nose away from the tree. That works there. Nice straight line, that one. Again, with this, we'll line ourselves up here. Make sure we are at 180 degrees before we even place the plow down. Like so. Forward, plow down. And this is the tricky one because we need to make these lines, these sides, meet up. So I'm going to go most of the way across. And then I'm going to stop short and go down the other end and bring the line back. So we'll stop short there. Go down the other end. We'll finish off squaring up this field. And then we can get this one plowed. And this will be the first field we do. So down the other end. Line up my plow. Get it in the furrows. Get ourselves down to 90 degrees. Because we are way out at the moment. There we are, 90 degrees. Mark this corner. Little bit further back than I'd have liked, but never mind. The trouble, you do sometimes get odd little mistakes with these, but there we go. We are running well and running on the right angle. Across the field. And you can see now that we're coming up to where these two lines need to meet. So pulling that up to there. Oh, and we've nearly got our first field marked out. That's fantastic. And there's going to be quite a gap between these. We may put some hedgerows or some bushes or something in. Just to make these a little bit more interesting, I think. Certainly it would it'd help these windswept plains if we had a little bit more space, I think. Or a little bit more, if everything was a little bit more nice. Down with that. And away we go. Let's get ploughing. So my ultimate goal here is to end up with 4 fields. 2 arable and 2 grass fields in our initial area here. Once we have the first harvest out of the way, we'll look to expand, get another area, add a load more fields onto it for the second year so that we can maximize our money. We should be able to do that. There's no reason why not. And yeah, this is running pretty well, actually, this little plow on this tractor. I'm very, very pleased with this. This was a great purchase. And it is motoring through the field. 2 meters, though, is not very wide. So we are moving not quite so fast as if we'd got that ripper, but I don't think that ripper would have been a good choice. I think this plow is a much better way to go with this, especially as it just seems to look great on the back of this David Brown. So all things considered, today has gone much better than I thought it would. I had expected to spend a whole load of time sorting with the BGA, worrying about where money was going to come from, and just having a horrible time with it. As it is, we've managed to start our yard construction. We've got all of our silage sold, and with the weather having let up and the ground having defrosted, we've actually got started on creating our fields as well. Not going to get through all this today with a 2-meter plow. It's always going to take a little bit longer, but we are making good progress overall. I think we'll be able to get our first crop in fairly quickly as well. If we can get our seeder next time, then we will be able to get crop into these fields and then start looking at ploughing and getting the next set done. All in all, I think we're doing pretty well, though. I'm quite pleased that we don't seem to be pulling any really big stones out of here. What we'll do is we will check the stone map after we finish this field. Just make sure that these are all small stones and that there aren't any big ones. If there are big ones, what we'll probably do is try and do a front loader to fix those. I don't want to put a front loader on this tractor, so we will probably end up with a second tractor that has a front loader on it. There's some quite nice Fords and things that we can go for that are around about this era. Also, there's I downloaded a couple of MB tracks that are sort of early 80s as well. So those would fit in with this. This is 1974, this David Brown. This is nearly a 50-year-old tractor, which makes me feel old. And yeah, so anything from sort of the mid-70s to the mid-80s are what I'm looking to use on here. And that includes, so that'll bring in 10 series Fords. That will bring in the 1000 series Fords as well. So like the 4000, 5000, 7000 series Fords as well. And yeah, there's plenty of stuff from that era. Looks like we're never really going to go above 150 horsepower though, which is not the end of the world. I think for the kind of farm we are building here, 150 horsepower should be more than enough. Well, this is our last row to get this field done. I am very pleased with our progress today. I didn't expect to get anywhere near as far as we have. Expected things to stay cold and the ground hard, but we have got our first field ploughed on here. We need to get some, well, we need to get some slurry on here, so we're going to need a slurry tanker. We're going to need to start getting the other fields done as well. I would like to have this field planted along with one of the grass fields next time, but that's quite a lot of work to do. We do have a lot of stones on here. Just having a quick look at the stone map, and yes, they are all yellow ones, so they're all small stones, which is great news. That means we're going to be able to roll them in without too much trouble once we have got fields seeded. But that does mean that we're going to have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, a huge amount of stuff to do tomorrow. I think it might be time to get a second tractor. So we're looking to doing that as well. For now, though, I'm going to call it a day here because we got so much done. And we will pick this up next time. And that means all that remains is for me to say, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.